Here is a mini bunny as a reward for clicking on this video. What looks easy peasy lemon squeezy, but is actually difficult lemon difficult. Apparently figuring out what the opposite of easy peasy lemon squeezy would be. A rowie towie lemon puffy. A hearty tarty lemon sharty. Loose juice lemon juice. Dimple pimple lemon not simple. Drawing something from memory. Like a bird or something. In mind. Yep, that's a bird. On paper, that's a bird. Draws squiggly lines far away in the horizon. Birds. Maintaining friendships from high school / college after you graduate. People get so busy with work and starting their own families that friendships get put on the back burner. You stop talking to someone for a few months, then it suddenly hits you that you're no longer friends with the person. Reach back out though. Everyone understands, and I've rekindled and kept in touch intermittently with so many amazing people. Yes, we are not best friends who talk every day, but if shut went down I could give them a call, and vice versa, and when we do get together it's a great time. Actually doing things. In theory it's simple. Just do the thing. In reality I procrastinate until I hate myself. Self-discipline is the single hardest skill to master in this world that makes it so easy to just not. The 4 laundry baskets full of clean clothes sitting in my bedroom would agree with you. Digging. Anytime it's shown in movies or TV it looks easy AF, but the second you have to grab a shovel and break dirt, bleh. Here, just let me dig up this 6-foot deep grave with a shovel. 20 minutes later. Welp, all done. The Walking Dead is so guilty of this. They would have been over burying their dead by season 2. Beekeeping. You see videos of these old dudes in their veils and beekeeping suits, and it makes it seem so relaxing and easy. Turns out that bees aren't so good at finding enough food on their own, and they can get sick really easy, and in the winter they can mold. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they are not even dead. It's still worth it though. Have you ever seen moldy bees? Sometimes they are not even dead. Wah. Zombies. I use a wheelchair and people usually don't believe me when I say that getting around can be difficult, because many of them think that pushing a wheelchair is easy. They literally tell me this. The thing is, when you use a wheelchair all day and it is basically your only means of transportation, it looks more natural. This becomes a problem when I point out accessibility problems. They often don't believe me because they see how I can navigate and assume that it's easy just because I make it look easy. And your arms gotta be ripped by now. My arms went from flab to fab in the first 2 months I had to use my wheelchair. On the downside, my legs did the opposite. Doctors hate him for this one weird trick. Get absolutely shredded following this crash course. Duck you duvet covers. Duck you hard. I get in the duvet like a mole and grab and pull until everything is layered pancake perfect, then I crawl out. LMAO, people talking about suicides and finding love, and there's this. 100% with you though. Duvet covers can duck right off. Finding the person I always saw myself falling in love with. Are you the person that person is going to fall in love with? Damn, my soul hurts. Flying remote controlled helicopters. It looks so effortless when watching seasoned flyers, but in reality it's like balancing a marble on an upturned bowl. I'll never forget the time I went out and bought a decently priced helicopter. 5 minutes into setting it up, I didn't even get it 3 feet off the floor before I smashed it into a chair, destroying the rotor blades. I tried maybe like 5 to 6 more times before I gave up, and now it hangs in my garage as a monument to my failure. Finding a career you'll want to go to every day that won't crush your soul. Remember when you were young and teachers told you that you could be whatever you wanted to be? Yeah, not so realistic when you want to pay bills and maybe have a little beer money too. I didn't go to college and struggle with the thought of not being able to have a lateral career move without a degree, but then I see my friends absolutely floundering with their student loan payments and think maybe I don't have it so bad after all. I went to college, grad school, got a PhD and work in a senior role at a highly coveted company. I still don't feel happy. The one thing I've learned after all these years is that happiness is not defined by title or company affiliation or number of letters after your name. My resume won't be on my tombstone. But in many ways, I'm stuck because of the responsibilities I have now and all the people in my family and my profession I'm accountable to. I feel like I'll always be in the pursuit of happiness rather than enjoying the moment I'm living in. A basic physical exam at the doctor. Looks like a simple look at the throat, listen to the chest, yup, they have a heart alright. When in actuality doctors spend thousands of hours practicing it, so that when you come in with a murmur or funny looking kid syndrome they can recognize it immediately. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. They are looking for hernias. And yes, there are entire class sections on how to respectfully ask your patient to turn their head and cough as you push on their balls. I swear this isn't what it looks like. He's helping me study for a test. Folding fitted sheets. I've watched instructional videos that make it look so easy, but I always just end up with a crumpled up mess, and that's how it gets put away. The real trick is to only own one sheet, so as soon as it comes out of the wash you immediately put it back on the bed and never need to even attempt folding it. I take one of the pillowcases and jam the sheets and remaining pillowcase inside it. Now the set stays together and no folding. The most common type of ghost is the one in a white sheet with waving arms. These are the spirits of people who died while trying to fold a fitted sheet. Making lemonade. Sure, squeezing one lemon is easy peasy, but do you know how much juice that makes? Not a lot. Fill in the rest with sugar, it's the American way. Those captcha things on Google. I can honestly never read them, and the website always thinks I'm a robot. Maybe you are a robot. I sweat when I have to select photos with street signs, and one overlaps just barely into another square. I consistently fail them. Losing weight. Changing habits is hard. People tend to mistake simple things for being easy. Writing a 250-word open-ended reflection, where you're expected to be creative. All I want as a grad student is some goddamn structure, and also a rubric. As you progress through the levels of degrees, it is supposed to become more abstract. High school, you're basically just reciting the book. Highly structured, just follow directions. Bachelor's degree, reciting parts of the book and generating some original thoughts within a guideline. Master's degree, capable of independent thought, only referencing knowledge from the book and applying that knowledge in unstructured ways. PhD, you wrote the book. Street names. Everyone thinks it's great fun and likes to offer suggestions, but every tree, lake, and other natural feature has at least a dozen variations which you can't repeat for emergency service reasons. That and you get cities which want a street name change anytime the road changes direction regardless of a logical breakpoint like an intersection. I legit thought you meant street names like Lilty or Fingers. Natural makeup. More work than regular makeup. To be honest, this reminds me of a video I watched of a visual effects artist explaining his job. If no one notices your work on the footage, you've done your job well. It's only when you mess up do people notice. Being in your 20s. As a clueless kid I thought by now I'd have everything figured out and my life on track. I'm still clueless, but now I also have depression. In my 30s. Still clueless. Whistling with your fingers. I did it once like 6 years ago and haven't been able to replicate it since. Pisses me off. Committing suicide. Looks easy, but when the time comes, it can be very hard to commit to it. Then you spiral further down the rabbit hole thinking you're so shut you can't even kill yourself. True story. Dancing. I wouldn't say it looks easy, but when I see people do it, they are so good at it and it flows so well it looks easy. But damn, I just cannot get my body to do anything more than a bop and maybe some stupid arm moves. I'm 25 and dance like a 50-year-old at a reunion. Dancers are so delicate and make it look so easy. It's honestly amazing. It's just hilarious when I try to do literally anything and fail horribly. Losing my virginity. That's me in the corner. That's me in the fleshlight. Losing my emission. Getting away with murder. Actually, if you go to a large city and kill someone you have no connection to, the odds are you will get away scot-free. For example, the homicide arrest rate in Baltimore and Chicago are about 20%, meaning you have an 80% chance of not getting arrested.